After some trial and error, and let's be honest here, a lot of error, hard, crashing, burning error, a month ago I had to rethink and redo my productivity system to find the most streamlined, bare-bones system that could keep me sustainable and going forward in an incredibly busy time. And it's right here, and that's what today's video is all about. Hey there, I'm Kelly. I'm a father of 6, full-time software developer at Rescue Time, Dean of Digital Campus at Signum University, and on this channel I like to share productivity tips to help you get more done in less time. And today I'm talking about how all of my various responsibilities caused me to turn back to this instead of my overly complicated digital task management systems. If you are a long-term follower of this channel, you may remember that I have been putting together a task management / project management / productivity system in Roam Research based on August Bradley's PPV system. Well, unfortunately, my implementation of this system in Roam wasn't a great implementation for me because starting in early April, it came to a crashing halt, and I just had scattered remnants of productivity systems everywhere. I have 2 major projects that are both being worked on at the same time, both coming to a head at the end of this month, and I needed to really get a productivity system up and running as quickly as possible that would be sustainable with little effort on my side. And so I decided to start with the basics, and that is just pen and paper and build up a system from scratch, then I'll move that into a digital system. But here I am only 6 weeks into it, and I want to share with you what is working for me. Even though most of the system is analog, there is one component that is digital and will always stay digital, and that is my calendar in Fantastical. You see, I just have so many meetings with other people with Zoom links or Google Meet links attached to it that it really makes sense to keep that on the digital side of things. So that is one component, but I'm not really going to be mentioning that today. Instead, I'm going to focus on the project and task management side of things, which is where this comes into play. Now, at the end of this video, you will probably be laughing at me and asking why you spent 10 minutes or so watching this video because of how really simple this is. I just want to remind you, this is an incredibly busy time in my life, and the simplicity is the key to moving forward in all these projects. You see, if it wasn't simple, it'd be harder to maintain, and, well, therefore I wouldn't be maintaining it and wouldn't be making any progress on anything. At its core, my current task management system is 4 lists. That's it, just 4 lists. List number 1 are future projects. These are larger scope things that I know I need to move forward with at some point, but that point isn't now. The future project list is just for keeping these all organized and together, and of course, out of my brain. The second list are the active projects, and yes, of course, if you know what future projects are, then active projects are the ones that are active. They're the things I'm working on now that I always need to be moving forward a little bit in every single week. List 3 I'm calling open tasks. These are just action items, things that I need to get done at some point, but aren't really tied to any projects and don't really need to be done this week. The open tasks list is really just a dumping ground. It's a place to get things out of my mind of things I need to get done that aren't going to happen right now. The final list is the key to making this all work, and that is my weekly task list. Every Sunday night, Monday morning, I pull out a new blank piece of paper and write the week dates at the top of the list. Then I go through and write down every single thing that I want to get done that week. Each morning, I will review this list and pick one item that I want to focus on, and I focus on that until I get it done, and I'll go back to the list and pull another one off the list. Now, the way things go, life gets busy and new things will get added to the list throughout the week. And that is perfectly fine because at the end of the week, I probably won't have completed everything on the list. But I am finding I'm completing much more than I was before I had the list. Now, that all sounds nice and good, but the real key to making this system work is the weekly review. Now, you probably do know, but in case you don't, the weekly review is the time that you sit down and review everything that's going on in your life and make it clear and orderly and understand the progress that you made, as well as what you need to do next. For me, I'll do this every Sunday night or Monday morning, and it goes like this. First, I take that future project list and I look through it. Is there any project on that list that I really need to make forward momentum on this week? If so, I'll cross it off and move it to the active project list. Next up is the review of this active project list, and this is very important. Please keep this list as small as possible. You really can't be making forward momentum in a bunch of projects all at once. because the key thing now is you need to make forward momentum in every active project every week. If you're not planning on making progress on that project this week, it isn't an active project. Cross it off, move it back to the future project list. Because what you need to do now is go through that active project list and write down at least one action item on your weekly list of something you are going to do to move yourself forward in that project this week. Now, once you're done with that review of the active project list, now's the time to brainstorm. Is there any other active projects or future projects that have been on your mind, or any other low-hanging tasks, things that need to get done that really aren't part of any larger project? If so, also write them down on your weekly task list. Finally, I review my digital calendar just to make sure I know what's happening when this week. And if I'm feeling really desperate for some self-affirmation, I will write down that meeting in my active project list so I can cross it off throughout the week as I do the meeting. Yes, this is incredibly simple. And that is the key to making it work. The system that I was building up in Roam Research before fell to pieces when life got busy because it required too much maintenance. This system requires 15 to 30 minutes tops every week, just sitting down and doing that weekly review. Oftentimes it's really only 5 minutes, but hey, shh. Don't tell people. Whereas with the system I was building up in Roam Research, I was sitting down every morning and logging stats about myself, how many hours did I sleep, what habits am I keeping track with, and then the weekly review came along and I had to combine all that together and do further analysis and deep dives and blah, 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 blah. It was a whole bunch of really interesting information, but not really useful to me in just ensuring that I can move forward on a week-to-week basis. This right here is the bare bones system. Everything that I need to be able to move forward every week while keeping it as low-key and simple and quick to do as possible. How can you streamline your system? What can you pull out to make sure you stick with it in the long run, even when things get tough? Let me know in the comments down below. Till next time, bye. They can just get added somewhere else? No, I don't like that. Check out the video up above where I talk about FanCat. I don't like that. Sorry, on a time limit, I have a meeting in 15 minutes. Let's start over.